Hello all, welcome you all to this new mock test. This time I am with a new friend and we started the exam in the exactly same route. As you know, the start place is Rosenheimer Straße 86 and the start route is governed by a 30 speed limit, and we started our journey to go forward. So got our first red signal, and from a distance you see that as you cross you have a 50 speed limit. The visibility condition is not very good. It was snowing heavily the previous day. The road is not very bad, but you would see that the signboards are all snowed under. Let's see how the visibility is in Autobahn and outside city limits. But in city, at least the city looks fine and was also unusually pleasant this morning. So waiting for our green signal, and like I've said, red signal is always your friend. Look around, look for your journey forward, see if you are able to spot any speed limit sign. We got our green signal and we took off the journey. There on the right side there was a 50 speed limit. As you see, there are two lanes going forward. Our friend is now indicating to the right and move to the rightmost lane. So in city roads, if there are two lanes going forward, you can choose your lane. You can stay in either of those lanes. That's not an issue, but it's recommended that you move to the right lane, provided you have the space. Make sure you indicate, check your mirrors, ensure that you're not endangering any other traffic. So this was all done perfectly and we are moving forward. And once you have decided your lane, just stick to your lane unless you get an instruction to turn a right or a left. Otherwise, just stick to your lane. So here you see there are bus lanes coming to your right. Don't worry about this as long as you stick to your lane. Now you have your green signal, just stick to your lane and continue your journey forward, and you will see that German roads are beautifully designed in terms of lane and lane discipline. Just stick to your lane and everything else will be fine. And here you could see that there is a curve that is guiding you the lane, and just follow the lane. I've seen comments from some of our friends in our videos that they are having difficulties to understand the lane, and they have difficulties to choose the lane and so on. But rest assured, this has happened with all of us. Just do some practice sessions and then you will realize how beautifully the lanes are designed in German roads. I will also try to do a separate video on lane and lane discipline, be it city roads or autobahns, so that it would help you with your practice and the exams. Otherwise, everything is good so far. The speed is good. The speed is close to 46, 47. You see a red signal turning green from a distance, which means it's a comfortable time for you to cross. And here you see there is one more lane that has appeared in your right. Here I gave the instruction to our friend to turn right at the next signal. Bitte rechts an der Ampel. Our friend indicated to the right, ensured that he had space to move, and moved to the rightmost lane, which is the only lane which allows you to take a right turn. Okay, so we got a red signal, and while you're at your red signal, check your mirrors, check your surroundings, check what you see ahead of you. You want to take a right turn, so that means see if there is any cyclist behind you or ahead of you, or if there is any pedestrian waiting. Remember separation of concerns while taking right. There could be only two concerns. One is pedestrians on the road, second is cyclist on the road. If you've not seen my video on separation of concerns, please watch them. It's a concept that has helped many, and I'm sure it would help you in your exam as well. You have a green signal. You are in the rightmost lane. Everything is fine, and the journey is going very well so far. You see a speed limit of 60, which means you can accelerate further. You have a green signal, and here I gave the instruction to turn left at the signal. Okay, so whenever you get the space, move to the middle lane and then move to the leftmost lane, which is the only lane that allows you a left turn. Slowly proceed. There is only one car ahead of you. Stay in the center and never ever follow the car ahead of you. You saw there was a car coming, which means if you would have just followed blindly with the car ahead of you, you would have blocked the oncoming traffic. But our friend was attentive. He really saw. He did not blindly follow the car ahead of him, but he did wait for the oncoming traffic to pass, made sure that there is no pedestrian and no cyclist trying to cross the road, and decided to take the turn. And here I gave the next instruction, which is to turn right at the signal Bitte rechts an der Ampel. As you are waiting at the signal, look around, see if there are any bicycles coming behind you, see if there are pedestrians waiting to cross, and wait for the signal to change. A nice dog and owner crossing the road. Okay, little fast forward for the signal to turn green, and now you see there is a pedestrian crossing. You could go and wait near that line, near that pedestrian line, the first line, and once the pedestrian has crossed, make sure you also do a shoulder blick. Very important. Even if you're sure that there is nobody behind you, from an exam standpoint, you should show your examiner that you are also checking the blind spot. So do the shoulder blick. So that was also a small warning for my friend who did check before taking right, but while taking right also, you should make sure you do a shoulder blick purely from an exam standpoint. Okay, we see that the signal is green. Let's proceed. Stick to your lane. You have two lanes going forward. We are in the rightmost lane, and everything is fine. Here I gave the instruction to take left after the second signal. Bitte links an der zweite Ampel. Okay, so whenever you get such a command to take a turn in your second signal, just look around, count the signal. So this is the first signal that you have just crossed, which means you should try to move to the left lane and prepare yourself for turning left. Okay, and make sure you indicate when you have to change your lane, and make sure that there is no traffic behind you or you're not endangering any other traffic behind you. Now here you see there is 2-lane turning left. The visibility on the road is not perfect, but you will not miss that there are 2 lanes turning left. And here in this case, remember that whenever you have 2 lanes turning left, you should stick to your lane while you complete your turn. So the right vehicle will stay on the right lane and the left vehicle should stay in the left lane, and this is very important. And this is applicable for roads where you have 2 lanes turning to one direction. Okay, so just stick to your lane like this. Okay, so this was well done, and the journey continues. And here it's time for me to give the next instruction, which is to turn or to move 2 lanes to the left. Bitte 2 Spur nach links to the Autobahn. Okay, so please refer my videos for all the German vocabulary that will be useful for your exam. If you have not gone through them, your examiner will be giving instructions in German, hence be prepared. Now you see there is a speed limit. This is 60 if you could read it. Again, the signboards are all snowed under. I don't know if you could read this, but I could make out that this was end of speed limits. But so I was wondering, what would you do if this was your actual exam? Check with your instructors and let us know your feedback in the comment section. One way, of course, is to check your dashboard in case your vehicle captures the speed limit signs. Then use it as a reference. Here you see that the other cars are going quite fast. So yes, like I've read, we were in an unlimited speed zone. These limits 80, 60, these are only applied at night. Like I've said before in my other videos, you should read the signals from bottom to top. So this is at night. Here again, this is a snowy condition, so the road is not as clear as it was in the city roads, so it can be slippery. The speed limit is unlimited, but still during snowy conditions the recommendation is not to be at a very high speed. So we are going at around 80, 90. I think that should be fine. Okay, so most importantly, your vehicle should be in control. You should feel confident, and I don't think in snowy conditions you should show your skill of speed in Autobahn. But check this also with your instructor. Ask him what to do in such a condition, and please comment below so that all of us would benefit from this. Now you see ahead of you there are slow moving vehicles. Again, the question was, should we now overtake and show our overtaking skills? My personal recommendation was not to do so, and our friend also supports that, because you see the left lane is also snowed under, and you don't want to take a risk of overtaking and creating more danger to other traffic. So we are now in a comfortably good speed, so enjoy Autobahn and the snow until you get your command to exit. And whenever you are now on an unlimited speed road, be prepared that there should be speed limit signs coming very soon. Speed limit signs would come when there is a tunnel ahead of you, or there could be many different reasons as well, but these are two prominent reasons. One, there is a tunnel ahead of you. Second, the Autobahn itself is coming to an end. So be prepared for that. Until then, chill and relax. So as I saw this board, I gave the instruction to exit the Autobahn in the next exit. Okay, make sure that you will not reduce your speed while you are in the Autobahn, but will decelerate only in the deceleration zone, and wait for the first three lines like this. You see the first three line which indicates that exit is 300 meter ahead of you, two lines indicating it is 200 meter ahead of you, and one line indicating that the exit is 100 meter ahead of you. And here you move to the exit lane, the deceleration lane, and here is where you slow down your car for the first time in the Autobahn. Okay, so you took the exit, and you see now the road condition is even bad with a lot of snow, unlike the city roads. So the city road was pleasant, Autobahn was kind of okay, and the outside city roads, these are completely snowed under. You had a green arrow, and which means you could take your right without much concerns. You have a 70 speed limit, so accelerate and move forward. So this is your outside city limits, currently governed at 70 speed limits. Remember separation of concern in outside city limits. So whenever you have speed limits, which is in this case 70 as you can see on the board, expect that you will soon enter back to the city, which is shown by an yellow board. So this is not your typical speed limits, so prepare your mind to look for those yellow boards, and those yellow boards also signifies that you are entering back to the city, which means your speed limit should be back to below 50. Okay, so otherwise things are fine. We are still governed by 70 speed limit, and the journey continues. Okay, so from a distance you notice the speed limit is 50, but anyways the car was going slow because of the snow plow. I don't know what is that called. That's the truck that removes the snow from the road. So there is a roundabout ahead of you. Here the instruction was to take the second exit in the roundabout. So as you enter the roundabout, make sure that there is no other vehicle, but once you enter, you have the priority, and that was the first exit and this is the second exit. And while you exit, indicate before leaving the roundabout. And here we saw the yellow board that I was talking about. But here the case is slightly different because you just moving out of a roundabout, so your speed is low. But here, now you should not assume that your speed limit is 70. You should know that you saw the yellow board, which means your speed is 50. Your speed limit is 50, though it is not explicitly mentioned anywhere. That yellow board signifies it is 50. So remember this, and this is important from your exam standpoint. Your examiner would take you through such situations to see your awareness of these yellow boards. Okay, so here from a distance I gave the instruction, as you see a roundabout, to come back to the same road. So you entered the roundabout, other cars should wait, and you have the priority now because you're already in the roundabout. And while you exit, indicate and leave the roundabout. Okay, so now we will head back to the autobahn. So this time we will also check the acceleration zone and see how it goes. Okay, so here you see end of city sign, and here I gave the instruction to take the first exit to the autobahn. No, did not take the first exit. It's probably because my instruction was little late and our friend was not prepared to take that exit. So this is perfectly fine. You can just circle in the roundabout and then take the desired exit. So because it's a roundabout, this is fine. This is also fine from an exam standpoint. There is no need for you to take an emergency turn. So if you missed the instruction, just make sure that you are still safe and not creating any issues to any other traffic. So this was done quite well, and now we are heading towards the autobahn. The speed is still 70. You have a green signal ahead of you. Still 70. Here the instruction is to take left to the Autobahn, and as you notice, it's a priority road turning left. Okay, and you see that this is the entrance to the Autobahn. Just one recommendation here, our friend did not indicate while taking left. So even if it's a priority road, you are taking a left turn, and hence you are required to indicate left when you make that left turn. Okay, so now you see we are in the acceleration zone, and you see that the road condition is not perfect. There is a lot of snow, and hence be careful when you accelerate. Make sure that you are comfortable, you are in control, and enter the Autobahn safely. Yeah, this was done quite well, but you see that there is heavy traffic ahead of you, quite unlike in an Autobahn, but probably this is because of the snowy condition. So generally what happens is that there will be trucks trying to get rid of the snow, and probably that's why it has slowed down the traffic. So until then, let's relax. The driving speed limit is 120, but as you could see that the traffic will not allow you to accelerate. So just stay behind the cars. So here from a distance you see that the speed limit of 100 has popped up. So which means now the Autobahn is coming to an end. So the speed will soon drop to 80 to 60. So be prepared. And from a distance you could already see there is a signboard of 80 speed limit and also marking the end of Autobahn. And very soon you should expect 60 speed limit to come. Now it doesn't matter because of the traffic, but still make sure that you are crossing at a speed less than 60 when you see the speed limit sign. Here I gave the instruction to turn right at the signal with the Rex under Ampel, and our friend comfortably moved to the rightmost lane, which is governed by a red signal now. Now you got your green. Check for any pedestrians, check for any cyclists, and take your right turn. Okay, you see there is a car that has stopped in your lane, so indicate, move to the other lane, indicate, come back to your lane and continue your journey. Just got the signal. Now just follow the lane. You are in the rightmost lane. You have two lanes going forward. And like I've said, stay in your lane unless your lane is turning into a different direction. So here you see the rightmost lane is turning to the right, and as I did not give any instruction, our friend moved one lane to the left to go straight, but here I now gave the instruction to turn right at the next signal. So our friend moved back to the lane which is turning right. You see the rightmost lane is a bus lane, so you should not go there, but stay in the lane for your car. Okay, now waiting for the signal to turn green. Okay, now you got your green. Allow the pedestrian to cross. You could slowly move your car until the first line of the cycle lane, and once everything is clear, you could proceed. So here from a distance you notice speed limit is 30. So make sure that your car is less than 30 while you cross that speed limit. Okay, got your green signal. So here I gave the next instruction to take right at the signal. So you have a lane turning right. So move to that lane. Now you have a red signal. So let's wait for the signal to turn green. And once you got your signal, check for any cycle, check for any pedestrian. If everything is fine, comfortably make your turn and proceed. Again, you spot a red signal, wait at the stop line. Okay, got your green signal. So here I gave the instruction to turn right at the signal, and this will be a 30 zone road. Let's test some right before left scenarios and the right of the way scenarios in narrow roads. Let's see if we get something, but a very small diversion to a 30 zone road. Let's wait for the signal to turn green. Okay, so you got your green. Ensure that there is no bicycle. So here I gave the instruction to turn right. Okay, so this is a 30 zone road. The intersection is not governed by any signal or sign, which means right before left applies. So here you should make sure that there is no vehicle on your right, and if there was a vehicle, you should wait, or your turning should not slow down a vehicle coming from your right. Okay, so here I gave the instruction to turn left. So here you see roads are narrow, and you see the car is parked on your side of the road, which means if there was an oncoming traffic, you should wait behind that red car, because the oncoming traffic would have the right of the way. But here now you see there is no obstacle on your side. The road is quite wide and you can now proceed. So again, right before left applies in this intersection, so make sure there is no oncoming traffic and then proceed. Now it's the end of 30 zone and you get back to the main road. So check for vehicles. If everything is fine, move to the main road, and here you see there is a pedestrian lane. So make sure to stop in front of the pedestrian lane if you notice anybody waiting to cross. And my theory about pedestrian lane is that you will notice a pedestrian lane only in a 30 zone road, or if your speed is restricted to 30. Yes, you could see that's a 30 speed limit. Yeah, you could check this yourself when you hit the road next time. See if you're able to spot a pedestrian lane in a road which is not governed by a speed limit. So it will be either a 30 zone road or governed by a speed limit of 30. You see there is a pedestrian lane here, and this is also governed by 30 speed limit. So if you have not yet watched my videos on separation of concerns for 30 zone and 30 speed limit roads, please watch them. And here you got your 50 speed limit. That means you can increase your speed right after that point. And here I gave the instruction to turn left at the signal and move your car to the left lane and wait for the signal to turn green. Okay, got your green signal. And you see this is a 30 zone road, and we are actually back to our start point, just few meters away. And here you notice that you have a priority for your next intersection, so no need to worry about right before left, and the next intersection is governed by a signal. So again, no right before left. Here I gave the instruction to turn right, and this is the start point. So this is where we started this morning. So the verdict of this exam is, of course, it's a pass, and I can recommend that our friend is ready to give his exam. Our friend has driven in US, and that confidence was seen on the road. Thanks a lot for watching, and stay subscribed for more such videos.